Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Ni hao. Good morning. Thank you very much for tuning into PT World. You're watching World This Morning alongside Shazad Khan and Iram Saeed. Hello, Iram. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. Good morning.
That's what it is. You were supposed to ask me something. Oh, I'm sorry for that, but it's just because of the fact that people might realize it that, I didn't say all my traditional highs and hugs and hellos and whatnot. It's because of the fact today, ladies and gentlemen, we are dedicating this show, to all of those people, to our brethren in China as well, and to all of those people who are from China and are working in Pakistan as well, because tomorrow is going to be their New Year. So Happy New Year! That's what it is. Happy New Year.
You know what, Shazad? I decided I'm going to move to China.
Really? Why?
Because I was talking to our guests from the Chinese embassy, and I found out that China will have at least 1 week, if not 2 weeks of holiday around their New Year. So I'm moving. That's
7 days off. That's brilliant, though. I mean, imagine what you can do. But even in States and elsewhere as well, you do get holidays, but that's for Christmas, I guess, not for New Year's.
Well, yeah, but not this long. I mean, 1 to 2 weeks is a long time. And what I've learned is that they actually treat the holiday properly. They disconnect completely. They don't do any work during that time, so that when they come back, they're pretty recharged and they're ready to get back with full
Amazing
force.
that is, and this year I think it's the Rooster's year as well.
Yes.
We're going to ask about that, but ladies and gentlemen, today the show is dedicated to the cultural ties in between Pakistan and China, and I think that this is the best opportunity to talk about it as well, because quite a lot of cultural programs are going on. One of the programs I did, it's on, Taste of Friendship. We cook Chinese food for Chinese people, even though they didn't like it, but we did it.
Yes, I've heard that it's very different from the actual Chinese food.
It was our own initiative as well, within collaborating with CRI and then the CTV or CCTV, I think that's the name of the National Television of China. But today it's going to be very amazing, because now the performers are over here in Pakistan, and other than being in Pakistan, they are in the PT World Studios and sitting right next to us as well. So we've got amazing performers, then we've got singers, and then we've got different instruments. We are going to talk about cultural ties, relationships, and then CPAC, obviously. How can we forget CPAC? Because it's going to have an impact on us as well.
Of course.
And then we're going to have an impact on them. So they might learn Punjabi in a while.
Impact on the whole world, actually.
Yeah, that's what it is. But other than that, just sticking to the cultural aspect of it, just imagine that, one day you go to China and people over there are speaking Punjabi, because quite a lot of Punjabis were working over there. And when you go to Punjab, probably people are speaking Chinese. And over here in our schools, in our universities, the teachers and the mentors and the principals, all of these people are emphasizing that, I think it's about time that we need to learn Chinese as well. I mean, one school which I can name over here, that's Roots, and they've made sure that that it's a subject which every student needs to study for 6 long years, so that they can learn Chinese. And amazing that is. But at this particular moment, what we're going to do is that we're going to share some images and film, basically, because these performers, they performed in PNCA as well, and they're going to perform obviously today and then day after. So if you guys can make it to PNCA, be on time. That's what it is, because Chinese people are very punctual and they do what they say. And
this is the year of the rooster. In the Chinese zodiac, this is the year of the rooster, and the rooster is known for punctuality and fidelity. So yes, we Pakistanis definitely need to observe the year of the rooster.
Yeah, I think, but not all of them. Come on. We are always on time, no? No?
That's all I can say.
Oh my God. But it's perfectly all right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. Take a look at how they were performing and how good and charming it was and how mesmerizing their music is. Take a listen, and then, when you're going to come back, I'll make sure that Irim's not laughing, all right? Go ahead. Good morning.
Beauty of Chinese music, art and dance has mesmerizing powers beyond imagination. It takes you to amazing trip of ecstasy, thrill and rapture, letting your heart skip beats.
We would like to express our best wishes to all our Pakistani friends through PTV. a very happy and prosperous New Year. You know, the next year, 2017, in Chinese calendar is the year of rooster. Rooster in Chinese culture means that it is the coming of the light.
We wish our Chinese friends Happy New Year. We are grateful to our Chinese friends for their support to Pakistan in the hour of need, and we stand by our Chinese friends also. China and Pakistan, and the One Belt, One Road is the future of the Asian century.
Chinese culture is widely appreciated in Pakistan, and Pakistanis love Chinese people and Chinese culture and Chinese food, also Chinese movies. So we are expecting the best relationship in future.
Dressed in festive costumes, terrific Chinese welcome New Year in such fascinating ways that is like listening to talk of nature on vast grasslands. Like expressing deep love for life and music. Like demonstrating body art beyond limitations.
Happy New Year! 新年快乐!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And, that was a small clip of, how mesmerizing their performance was. And, these cultural exchange programs obviously will build up a better and a healthier relationship in between the two countries. Pak Chin Dosti Wang Swai, Pak Chin Dosti Zindabad. And we are lucky that we have been joined by some amazing guests over here today as well. We've got a representation of Pakistan, we've got a representation of China, and then of a different region within the China as well, which we do not or might not touch upon it or might talk about it, but let's do the introductions. So on my right hand side, okay, you got to smile first, okay? That's when I'm going to introduce you. So on my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, I've been joined by Yu Ji. He's a Chinese cultural counselor from the Chinese Embassy in Pakistan.
Welcome.
Hello, Ni Hao, how are you?
Yes, very good. Hello.
Thank you very much for showing up.
Good morning,
Thank
everyone.
You very much. Thank you very much for coming over. Alongside Mr. Yu Yi, we have got Mr. Major Asin, who is a cultural entrepreneur. Hello, Mr. Major. How are you?
How are you, Shazad?
Thank you very much for showing up.
Oh,
I
welcome.
love the scarf on you. Makes you look more young,
yeah.
vibrant.
Very vibrant.
Thank you.
It's just the color. Alongside Mr. Major Asin, we have got a very beautiful, culturally dressed up, that's what you call true cultural representation as well. Her name is Minde Delegate, and she's a singer as well. Hello, Ni Hao. Yeah, thank you very much for showing up, and she's a singer, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, alongside her, we have got Sui Latu, and he's a singer as well. Ni Hao, how are you?
За сайн байцгаана уу. Та бүхэндээ өнөөдрийн альва сансан халуун мэндийн өргөн дэвшүүлье.
Very nice. So probably you can tell what they were saying.
She would like to express her warm wishes to the Pakistani people of a New Year's greetings.
Thank you very much for that, and just tell her that we are, it's an honor for us to have them over here as well.
很高兴，欢迎你们到这儿来做客。
而且我们代表中国第一次来巴基斯坦演出，感觉到这的人民特别热情，而且跟这儿的艺人，作为一个艺术家，我们也跟这儿的艺人交流了一下，感觉他们的音乐也有他们的特别，当地的特色，当地的传统，很
It
值
is
得
our
学
very
习。
first time to visit and perform in Pakistan, and we had the opportunity to exchange some ideas with the Pakistani artists.
Amazing.
They feel their hospitality and also the unique of the Pakistani culture.
And I think that's why we are here. We are celebrating our relationship as well. It's more than 65 years now, so I think I'll get the conversation started with Major Asin. So such cultural exchange programs, how important are they though?
Well, Shazad, they are very, very important because cultural ties are something which brings to the culture or the people of two brotherly people, and especially we will talk a bit morely, I will talk about China, because we are trying to celebrate with them the new year and the year of the rooster. So ties are very, very important. It plays a pivotal role in bringing the two nations together. see, we cherish always the vibrant kind of friendship which we enjoy from last so many years now, because the tall claim which we always say that our friendship is higher than the mountains of Himalayas and deeper than the ocean and sweeter than the sweetest of the honey. So these three things mean something, that obviously it's higher because the kind of trust which Pakistan and the Chinese enjoy with each other is commendable. It has always been the Chinese people, those who have always come forward to help Pakistan in any kind of atrocities, may it be earthquakes, may it be other things happening in Pakistan. They are very much alive to everything. So they are playing a role which a real brother would play. And in this region, we can only cherish, other than the other countries also very important, but with China we have definitely very unique relations and very brotherly and very sweet relations. And especially now with the China-Pakistan economic corridor, flowing into Pakistan. So these cultural ties and the other ties are going to get even better, even strongerly going to be together. So this shows the bond, and today as we sit together, as His Highness the Chancellor is also here, and very kindly, and the way you will now just find in a couple of minutes time that how sweet and what are the emotions of the Chinese people for the Pakistani people. The same kind of love the Pakistanis are also having for the Chinese.
I think that's something which we need to ask them as well. So yeah, what kind of sentiments do you have for us?
We all know that China and Pakistan, we are all-weather friends. It means that our friendship has witnessed the test of time. And in all aspects, we trust each other politically, and we do a lot of things together economically, and in the field of culture, people to people, cultural, educational aspect. There are a lot of exchanges and programs we do cooperatively together.
Amazing that is. But since you were a cultural counselor yourself, so obviously it's quite a lot of responsibility to look for the right type of people and then bring them over here in different regions of the world as well. Now, how would you love to highlight the importance of such cultural exchange programs? Because he said, but he steadily moved on to CPEC as well. So, I want to get your view on that.
I see, yes. Well, basically speaking, we have a very strong and close cultural ties in different levels. For example, between the two governments, there is a executive program of cultural exchange between our two countries. It will serve as the guideline to further promote the cultural relations between our two countries, between the two governments, and also the two peoples. Other than that, we have organized a series of cultural events on a yearly basis. For example, this year we have already organized the Chinese New Year celebration. The visiting performing art troupe, they are from Inner Mongolia, autonomous region of China. They have already performed in Lahore, and last evening in the Pakistan National Council of the Arts. And tonight also there is another show. Other than that, we organize exhibitions and training courses, lectures, many of them jointly with our Pakistani counterparts, our cultural and educational institutions.
Amazing that is. But moving on with the conversation, I would love to share one of my very amazing experiences, and that is that we do get some different people from different walks of life as well. So now we had a troupe. They're from Pakistan, and the type of music they do is folk, and then it's a fusion as well. So what they said to me when they were here on the show, they said that the Chinese embassy took us to China, and we performed over there, and people loved it. And they were like that, while they were sharing their experience, they were like, we didn't even knew in our heads that, they could even understand what we were trying to say. But eventually he came up with a statement saying, music knows no language. So that was superb as well. And I think that's when it gets better. The word of mouth, I think, is the strongest ever marketing tool. But in terms of education, I have seen quite a lot of my friends going for MBBS and their doctor degrees to China or engineering, and then they come back. But we would definitely want more Chinese people to come over here as well. All right, that's what we want. So, Mayor Saab, moving on to you, how do you think that in the field of education, we can certainly probably invite more of them, and then we can probably have more exchange programs as well, or probably scholarship programs?
Well, scholarship programs and these programs are already going on, as he has also
Tell us about those programs.
Yeah, he will have more details on to share onto that. But I know that as one of the schools in Pakistan, also like Roots and other, even the private, I mean to say, it's not only government to government, but privately also people are now getting closer onto the ties of cultural ties and this education exchange program as well. And there's a lot of emphasis is on the learning of language.
All right.
There are the encouragement is basically given to the Pakistanis to come to go to China, or the Chinese people think that there can be a lot of institutions which can be put here in Pakistan to make the people of Pakistan learn the Chinese, the Mandarin language. And at the same time, they want to learn Urdu. And because of the reason that a lot in times to come, since this cultural ties is one aspect and the other ties is this trade and commercial, and this also is going to go on, since I mentioned CPEC earlier. So, and that is also, so in that way, we need a lot of, education on the language as well. We need them to learn our language, and we need to learn their language as well. So emphasis is given, and otherwise also in the world, if you see, I think Chinese is going to be the second largest language to be spoken in the world in a couple of years' time now. So that makes Pakistan at an advantage, that since we are so close to China, we must take the full benefit of it. Exactly. And I think people are very, very curious, people are very anxious, and people want this language to be learned and learned quickly. But and opportunities are gearing up, they are coming up. And the cultural aspect,
whenever there's another cultural exchange program, please remember these two faces. We would love to visit China as well. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to play a small documentary. You just got to take a look at it and just say it, and you're going to think about it that we should probably visit China now. It's about time, because I haven't been to China. I so feel like going. Have you been to China?
No, I haven't, and I would love to go.
Yeah, I want to go to China as well. So just take a look at this documentary. When you guys are going to come back, we are going to make them sing. La, la, la.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again. We are talking about China and the cultural cooperation between Pakistan and China. And, you know, Shahzad, I was talking about how much fun it sounds like right now to be in China because of the celebration around the New Year. One of the things I found very interesting, which the Chinese share with us, is that around the Chinese New Year, I found out that the married couples or the older people actually give money to young children. And we do that around Eid.
And I'm young still.
Well, that's debatable.
And it's their New Year.
That's debatable, but we do that around Eid. You know, we give Eid. So that's very similar to...
I thought I'm going to go back home with a few yuans in my pocket as well.
Yeah, so now that you've been in Pakistan for a while, can you share some of the other cultural similarities you have found? And we'd love to find out more about what happens around New Year's in China.
Right, yes. Talking about Chinese New Year, because this is the right time. The coming New Year is the year of the rooster. And let me say that the history of Chinese Spring Festival or Chinese New Year celebration can be traced back to some 4,000 years.
Wow.
There is a long history, and there are many elements of Chinese culture that are embodied in the celebrations of this festival. For example, it is more or less considered as a very good time for family reunion. So your family members working in different parts of the country join together and have a dinner together. Other than that, we also have the tradition of firing firecrackers, fireworks. Of course, nowadays, environmental friendly measures has already been taken.
Good.
Wow.
Good, good.
And it is also a time for the Chinese to pray for the and bless for the prosperity in the coming year, in the new year. So it's we also have a tradition of eating, or say habit.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'll have to stop you over here. We need to take a short break over here, and then when we come back, I think we'll get going with the conversation. So guys, stay where you are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we're going to get the conversation started from where we left. So, Mr. Yu, take it away.
All right, yes. We talked about the traditional habits or customs. Like the scarf we are wearing now is the red color. Red color is the most important decorative color during the Chinese New Year celebrations.
Wow.
Yeah. And just now I also said we have the eating habit is also important. Every year at the New Year's Eve, or the night before the Chinese New Year, we, as I said, we have the family reunion and often eat dumplings. And fish is another important dish for this specific occasion, because fish, it pronounces just like affluent. It's the same sound. So we would also like to see in the coming years that the whole family members will be becoming more and more rich and prosperous.
Very nice.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And all the very best for that as well. You know, all our wishes and best lucks, they're with you as well. But then at this very moment, ladies and gentlemen, I think what we need to do is that we need to unleash these legends who are sitting over here on our couches, and they are on the show as well. So I think we are going to make you sing. So, you know, whoever is ready first, go ahead. So are you ready?
现在可以让大家演唱看看谁先演，谁准备好了，谁就可以先唱一段。Vocally without any instrumental accompaniment.
All right.
Yes.
那我下面献给大家蒙族的一个长调。
The song she is going to sing is we say long tune. It is enlisted as one of the most representative UNESCO World Intangible Heritage. Very
nice.
Unique.
And you do not need an instrument with that as well.
Just to let the audience know more about the delicate and the sophisticated sound of the vocal sound. So we would rather sing it without any accompaniment.
Let's do it then.
请唱。
자라긴 자라
Wow,
Very nice,
amazing.
yes.
Very good.
It's
Got
very
amazing
unique,
vocal
Yes,
unique
the
ethnic
command on
Mongolian
her voice, it is
singing. Yes,
amazing.
very unique.
Wow,
And
beautiful.
it makes you think about the vast grassland, boundless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Freedom. That's what
Freedom,
it is.
that's exactly
yeah,
what
yeah.
I was going to say.
That-
It just
that's what
made
it
me
is.
feel free, just
Exactly.
very free,
And now
singing
before,
with abandon.
and you know what? Now, before we move on to Sui, I mean, I would just like to ask one little thing, and that is, Major Essen, what do you think in terms of culture and heritage we have in common with China too?
There are so many commonalities.
Do tell us about all of them.
The cultural similarities are like the way singing. I would take on that. They have a basic drum in their instruments also, along with kind of violin sort of thing.
You can ask him.
Yeah, that is what they also do it. I also saw they perform on that. We have that rabab as a very famous instrument which is played, and then it's dhol and dhamal, and the kind of dragon dance which is very popular in China. We also have that kind of dances.
Dragon bhangra.
Yeah, bhangra, yes, of course, bhangra, and others that in Sindh, and interior Sindh. If you remember the Makranis, coast, all dances in that, Balochistan also, they do that dance. Their stepping is that. So there are lot many similarities. This is one side in singing and in folk and
even
music.
Even the music, like when she was singing, it kind of reminded me of Pakka Rag, the kind of command that our singers will have on it.
And this reminds me of what Shehzad was earlier saying, that once the Pakistani performers, they were performing, and they never, the Chinese audience could not understand, but still at the same time they enjoyed, because they were basically enjoying the tunes, that float, that was being enjoyed. Other than this aspect, there's another very important cultural aspect which is very common to the artists, I would say. Look at the costumes. And if you look very carefully, Bangstang, our costumes more or less, in 60s.
Look at my costume.
They were all, they're very big. It's like the same costumes. They're wearing the color, the vibrant colors.
Exactly.
They are also very popular with us as well.
Yes.
And on festivities, obviously, we also celebrate in the same way. As he was telling that, they eat fish, they would like to, we also prepare special dishes on our special days forgive as they pray for the well wishes on the New Year. We also pray, and for especially in the mosques and otherwise we go and we pray
Even
for
on
the
Eid, we
well
do
wishes.
have, you know, namaz
On
Eid as
Eid,
well,
yes,
yeah.
of course, that is all. So there are a lot of things which are
The
basically
emphasis on family and
emphasis on family, especially you visit the older ones. In
Yeah.
our I would say we on that account it's the similar more or less with the Chinese, because they also respect their
And the
elders
family
a lot.
support system, I think, is one of those things which is very common, even
Very
in
common.
China and over here in Pakistan. You know, we do have our fathers, brothers, sisters looking after each other as well. And that's how well knitted their social
I think I
fabric
want
is.
to hear another song.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah?
So take it
Let's
away.
do that.
就现在这个该你了，你
直接唱前面说两句嘛。
你说两句，简单说两句。
那个呼麦，我给大家先说呼麦。呼麦是我们中国游牧民族，他学于自然动物，身上学的一种原生态音乐，也是原生态唱法。他这个一个人的声音可以出现多个声部。牧民在生活的时候，比如说风，水的流声，比如说羊、牛各种动物的叫声，他可以从中体会到一种另外一个境界的另外一种声音。
Yeah, let us know that.
Yes, as Komai is also enlisted as by the UNESCO as one of the world's intangible cultural heritages, and this is a very common in Inner Mongolia and also Mongolia. It imitates the sound of nature, some natural phenomena like wind, and also the animals, horse, cow. So it makes it's very authentic, native sound, but it's a very rough and resounding.
Let's
You
do
will
it then.
And is
experience
this also
the
sung
charm.
typically during the New Year's?
It's not really. This is their ethnic features, the ethnic group's traditional music.
Wonderful. Let's hear it.
Thank you for keeping this heritage alive. That's what it is.
那就我给大家献个故乡，
Yes.
那当面。
Hometown, my home.
Wow.
Avimbara nuttugu bille udum nidinigir hanga bille altın narın zaya sıngaştin sakın orun bille çingir minnin engwa dargındal bile iriksel khilif sin kimun külgü bille hurra 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 Avimbara nuttugu bille udum nidinigir hanga bille altın narın zaya sıngaştin sakın orun bille çingir minnin engwa dargındal bile iriksel khilif sin kimun külgü bille hurra hurra hurra
Fabulous.
Very nice.
nice.
Again, it's
Very
that
good.
command.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Can you ask him one
这两天
question? How
感冒
long?
了，有点儿。
It doesn't feel well. I mean, it's
But
some,
even then, he
throat
did a great
problems,
job. But can
but
you ask
still,
him one thing that, you know, for how long have they been practicing this?
你们
that they've
学
reached
这
this point?
个唱法学了多长时间了？
05年开始。
It's been a long time.
2005. 2005.
2005.
10 years, more than 10 years.
It's more than 10 years now. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not done over here. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to go for a short break, and when we guys are going to come back, we'll share an instrumental with you guys too, and it's a true cultural representation. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. You want to say something?
No, I'm really enjoying this. It's really just floored with the command that they have. Amazing.
Amazing, that is fantabulous indeed. So don't go anywhere, because the instrumental is going to be more superb or better, I think, or probably at the same level, because they're all superb. Let's take a break. Good morning.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing on with the conversation about the wonderful Chinese culture. We just heard some beautiful, beautiful music and amazing command and quality of sound. That did remind me quite a bit about our own music.
Yeah.
And like I said, Pakkarag and that kind of stuff. And now we are joined by the remaining members of the troupe with some very interesting instruments here that I haven't actually seen before. So if you could please explain what these instruments are, and maybe we'll get to sample some music from them as well.
Right, yes. But before that, I would rather say something about the educational cooperation between our two countries.
Please do.
Basically, we have a lot of exchange of delegations in the field of education. Other than that, I think Chinese government, we provide scholarships to the Pakistani talented students. Many of them via your Ministry of Inter-Provincial Coordination. And of course, many Chinese universities, they can independently enroll foreign students, give them scholarships.
Right.
Vice versa, here in Pakistan, here in Islamabad, we all know you have two very famous universities, Namal and Islamic University. In these two universities, we have some 700 Chinese students.
Wow.
They come here, most of them on their own expenses, and so this is a very important part of the educational exchange.
That is wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, and we also have the Chinese language teaching here. We have in the whole country some 4 Confucius Institutes. Their main responsibility is to do the Chinese language teaching. Most of them, they are based in universities. Amazing. So that is the basic situation. Yes, that's but of course we are going to further develop our cooperation in this field.
Yeah.
Talking about the musical instruments, I think you can tell from the shape.
Yes.
The horse-headed, we say horse-headed fiddles. It's just playing with a string, playing like the violin, but it sounds very different and unique. And the other one is the line-headed instrument.
That last
plays,
one.
Yeah, plays like a guitar. You will see, yes, the beautiful sound.
Amazing. So I think that's what we're going to do, that we're going to take a listen, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to wrap up the show over here so that we can even listen, like, you know, be relaxed and
listen,
nothing else to do. So don't forget to write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of
World This Morning.
On Twitter.
World This Morning.
On Daily Motion and YouTube.
World This Morning.
And the fabulous repeat's going to be at
11:05 p.m.
Until the next time, it's a good morning.
Good morning.
Take it away.
The piece they are going to play is the imitation of galloping horses. So you can tell from the rhythm, and a sound.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
好，那咱们就演，是这个万马奔腾的那个哈，那个曲子。
是万马。
Wonderful. That was Happy New Year to all those people who are celebrating in China and elsewhere, and they belong to China as well. So Happy New Year once again. Thank you very much for coming over. Thank you very much. That was a fantabulous, fabulous performance. Thank you very much once again.
Yes.
Goodbye, people.